Hello, hello. Hey, Vickie, how are you?
Good. How are you, Kerin?
Before we get started, I just want to make sure everything is working properly. Okay, good. We're on. We're alive. Hello. Hello,
Hey.
hello, everybody. Um, okay, so while we wait for like a couple people to come on, I want to just say how excited I am for you to be coming on board today. When we had talked about us, me interviewing you, at first I was like, wait, I wonder if anyone would be interested. And then I was like, wait a minute. I want to write a book at some point. Like I'm interested. I've got so many questions. So I'm really, really excited to like totally pick your brain today. And I know I have a lot of entrepreneurs that follow me and a lot of women nowadays are trying to get into different avenues of their careers. So, I think this is going to really open some minds
Yeah.
to what's possible. Because I know even for myself, it's so funny. Like I look at, the women that I look up to and, I always think of it like, oh, that's for them, not for me. And I do, self-confidence coaching for a living, but it's really easy to get into that habit of, thinking it's for somebody else and not us. So I'm super excited that if it's been on your brain or possibly thinking about it, you're going to give us all the juicy information.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely.
I wanted to share this out. I don't mean to interrupt, but I wanted to share this out. Where is your page that I can share it?
The page, Hot Fitness Health, HAUTE Fitness Health, and I just want to see really quick if it's on my personal page too.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
So where do you want to start? What do you want to talk about first?
I don't think it's sharing, unfortunately, but we are going to keep going forward anyway.
I see it. It looks like it's sharing for me.
On the personal page?
I'm on your business page.
Yeah, I wanted it to use them lively, girl. Like two different sections, but whatever, we'll share it later. Okay, so I wanted to start, I wrote down a couple notes. I wanted to start with the benefits of an entrepreneur writing the book.
Yeah.
And why an entrepreneur should write a book. Let's just start there to get everyone thinking.
Okay, so really, because of what I do, I really do think that every entrepreneur should have a book. Like, you were saying, you look at the big people or whatever, most of them have a book. I can't actually think of one that doesn't have a book. And they use that book in a way that like attracts more clients to them. And I think that's what we all want, right? We all want more credibility. We all want more clients. And here's the thing as well. When you up your credibility with a book, it's not just your confidence that changes. It's also like this ability to charge more and be confident that you can get to that level that maybe you were afraid of before. So I really do believe that a book can do so much. The problem that I see a lot is that there's just so many people out there who have a book that they aren't doing anything with because they were never guided on what to put inside it, how to market it later. They just thought, if I throw this thing on Amazon, I have to admit, I did the same thing. My very first book, and I was in wellness before, it was on detox.
Not at all.
Yeah, I'm a master herbalist. So my very first book was on detox. My second book is a herbal reference journal. So I thought, let me just throw this book out there because people need it and it's a good topic and this is going to help them and it's going to change their lives. And I thought, let me just write it. And it sat there and did absolutely nothing because I was under the misconception that if I just had the book, something was going to happen. And I think that's what a lot of people think. I talk to them all the time. They just think, okay, something's going to happen just because I have this book. But really, just like a website, you have to market your book. Like when you really think about it, that's something that we have to do. So
I'm going to stop you right there because I'm literally cracking up because when I was thinking about writing a book, I was like, oh my God, it's going to be so much work. I was the total opposite of that versus with other stuff like websites. I was like, oh, I'll just post it up and it's like magically going to people.
Well, that's true too. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's not work. But it doesn't have to be as much work as people think it is. One of the things that happens is we have so many topics. Like I'm sure with you, you could talk about food, you could talk about confidence, you could talk about like exercise. You could talk, like there's so many different things. We all could talk about different things. And then I think when there's so many topics, it makes it hard to choose. And I think that creates that overwhelm, and then overwhelm creates that frozenness of just never getting it done or thinking it's going to be long and hard. And one of the things that I have people do is really narrow down, reverse engineering. What do you want the book to do for you? Like, what kind of client do you want it to get for you? And figure out what topic is going to relate the most to them, and then make it a short read. So it doesn't have to be like 200 pages, 300 pages. A short read is like a book that can be read in 2 hours. So like 65, 75 pages is not as hard as we make things out to be. And I know, like, I am one to think, oh gosh, now I have to do this and this and this and this. So, mountain, don't want to do it. Just like cleaning my house or doing the laundry.
Always like simplify. Ladies, if you have any questions, I just posted, please feel free to post, and I will be checking the comments. Okay, so what did I want to ask you? You actually just put up a really good point. So do you work with entrepreneurs specifically that are looking to build up their client base and get ideal clients? Or are you do you work with other kinds of people, or?
So specifically, I work with entrepreneurs who want to grow a following using their book and then convert those readers into bigger clients with their products, you know, upselling into coaching or packages and things like that. Because realistically, making a living off of 35-cent royalties off of Amazon is like a hard gig to get to 10K months, right? You're going to have to sell over 1,000 books per month. And if you're going to work that hard to sell a book, you might as well sell a bigger package. So I really help clients who want to grow their following and make more money with the readers using their book. Now, I did help one lady write a romance novel. she actually wrote it, and we did the bestseller launch. But that was like one obscure thing that happened last year because she really just wanted some help marketing. But that's not my target audience.
So, okay, well, now I have a whole bunch of questions. So as an entrepreneur, like obviously I'm an entrepreneur, if I wanted to write a book, this is not on my list of questions, but like, what is the process then? Like, how does that work?
Yeah. So one of the things that I do in my program and in my one-on-one coaching is we basically have this whole prep thing that we do, where we just go through a lot of questions. You know, who is it that, and it's almost the same as the questions you have when you're starting business. Who is that reader that you want? I call it the ideal client reader. Who is that person? Who is the person that you would love to work with? What is the mission and vision of your business? And how does this book tie into that? Because we don't want some obscure thing that, you know, like I can't promote my detox book to get people to buy marketing coaching with me or book writing coaching with me. Like, it doesn't make sense anymore, right?
Yeah. So you obviously want to, like, you're working with entrepreneurs who have a clear vision of who their target market is. It's not like you're working with people that like just decided to start coaching yesterday.
Well, in a way, it's a catch-22 right there, right? Because I think with new entrepreneurs, it's great because it ups your credibility and your authority factor and your expertise and whatever just immediately. It does that for you, having a best-selling book, right? And people just look at you differently when you say, yeah, I wrote this book. So new people that come to me, if they can get clear on what that message really is pretty quickly, then we can go ahead and write a book. I have to tell you, there was one of my clients, she was like, I am going to help parents who have kids with learning disabilities to retain stuff over the summer. She was an ex-teacher and all this stuff. And so she wrote this awesome book and she launched it in the summer because it made sense for the summer. And then she changed her mind. Like 2 months later, after this awesome best-selling book comes out, she's like, you know, I really, even though this is my backstory, I don't really like this. And I want to now like be a relationship coach instead.
Wait, so what do you do?
She doesn't use her book anymore.
Oh, and she's not the same problem, though, right? Because I mean, she still wrote it.
Yes, she can still say, you know, it's not like you didn't, like the book doesn't exist and you can't say that you have a best-selling book. But somebody who's coming for relationship coaching isn't going to necessarily put together, oh, best-selling book for parents with kids with learning disabilities.
Yeah.
With, you know, so there's a little bit of a disconnect, even though it's somewhat related. So that's the thing. It's like, if you know what you're going to do, then let's go for it. But if you're still in that searching, not quite sure, let me test out a couple things and figure out what I love first, then do that first before you write your book.
Ladies, or you work with men too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so ladies, or if there's a gentleman watching, if you have a specific question around your topic, feel free to post them. I'll get to those. So does it really take as long as everyone says, or I think it takes, because in my mind it's like years, forever.
I know. I honestly think that sometimes the years that you hear are the years of agony, trying to figure out what we're actually going to write, or having ideas bounce around in our heads. Or I even had a couple of people tell me, I have pages and pages of my book written, but they're in my head. I just haven't spit them out yet. And I think that is what elongates the process, really. I had a client in one of my programs, Easy Writer program, and he had literally tried to write this book for 10 years. And then when he got into the process and the structure and getting clear on all these questions in the prep that really prepare you and get you excited to write the book, he finished his book in like 60 days. So all my people, it's like 60 days to maybe 4 months, they're done with their books. So it doesn't have to be that hard. And when you have the structure and when you have the right questions and when you have the focus, then it's a lot easier to put those chapters together.
And then what about once you're done with it? How long does all of that take? Like,
say that again?
Once it's actually done, what's the process between them giving you the book and then getting it out there and you just do?
Yeah, so it could be, and they don't give me the book. That I teach my clients to self-publish. So from the point that they're done with the book, it could be 2 days or a week, or it could be 3 weeks to the time that they launch. It depends what they've done during the process of writing it. If they haven't done a lot of promotion while they're writing it, which I do encourage them to do conjunctly, you know, if they haven't done a lot of that, then it might take a little bit longer to launch because they want to get that following up. They want people to be excited about the launch and put it a little further out into the future so that people will buy the book when it actually comes out.
So you teach that whole thing, the whole launching process, like how many emails to send out and how to promote?
Oh yeah. There's like swipe files and social media posts and all that stuff. So I teach basically from idea conception to writing all the chapters, how to structure them, how to tell a great story, what marketing things to put in it, like, you know, the seeding to get them excited about, oh, wait, she has other things or he has other products or coaching that I could get beyond this book. I'm kind of interested in that. So we put those types of things in there, and then we create a whole entire strategy for the bestseller launch. I give them the tools to upload their book, and like all those are in videos. Realistically, uploading the book and making it live is a process of an hour, maybe, and then waiting for Amazon to say, yes, it's live, we approved your process. And they say 3 days, but it's usually like a day and a half or something, and your book is live. And then beyond that, I also help people to continue to sell their book afterwards, because you don't want to be that one-hit wonder on your bestseller launch day. It's like, okay, that was a great day in my life and let's go celebrate. And now, like, let's just leave the book there, sit on the shelf, catch dust, and, you know, be bookends or something. We don't want that.
That's so crazy. So I remember we talked about this. For those of you who don't know or how to announce this, me and Vickie met at a business function last 2 years ago, and I remember you talking about what's her name, Denise somebody, but you're like, when you write a book, you want to weave it in, like weave in your other products into this book. I was like,
Denise Duffield Thomas.
Yeah.
Her Lucky Bitch book. Oh my gosh. Like throughout the whole entire thing, she's talking about Lucky Bitch boot camp. And then she has a whole entire chapter that has like testimonials and stuff about boot camp. By the time you're done reading it, you're like, I need to be in boot camp.
Yeah. And it didn't even occur to me that's obviously why you do what you do, because it didn't even occur to me that you would be, you know, kind of infiltrating the book with other products or services or, you know, whatever it is that you're trying to promote. But it was genius. It's so crazy. Some of the best marketing is so interwoven, and you don't even look, you're just reading it.
It's slick, isn't it? Yeah, it's slick. one of the things is that when you have your book on Amazon, they're not going to tell you who bought your book. They're not going to be like, here, let me give you all their email addresses and their names. You know, they're not going to tell you that. So you have to figure out a way to capture those leads in a different way. So I teach all that stuff about what other things to put in the book so you can get those leads.
Oh, speaking of getting leads, I was reading this book recently, and this book was fantastic. But in like chapter 2 of the book, she has you take a quiz.
Mm-hmm.
The quiz is obviously on her website, so obviously like you're collecting the email address from her website. But I was so excited to like read this book. I was like, I need to know what the answers to that quiz. I need to know where I land. You know, you're giving away all your information, but it's so simple like that.
Yeah. These days, everything is just so connected together. Even the audiobooks that I'm reading, they'll be like, oh, here, go here, or, you know, check this out. Or like you said, do a quiz. There's a lot of other things that you can put in there as well.
Mm-hmm. So what are your recommendations on getting published?
Oh, good question. So we already talked about the whole self-publishing thing, and people might be like, well, why should I do that? I hear that a publisher would be really great. Let's go try to get a publisher. Well, for one, a publisher is going to take a long time. I know somebody who did a book through Hay House, and it took 2 years from when the time she was done writing the book for Hay House to actually put it out. And I'm thinking, I don't have 2 years to wait, you know, waiting on clients to get from this book. I want the stuff right. I want the benefits right away. So that's one thing. The other thing is, you know, they have input on your cover, your title, your content. Like, they have input on everything. And if they don't like it, you know, they have all the power. And you have to change that. I remember reading a story about Brendan Burchard. So his first book was The Golden Ticket. And what he wanted was this like envelope in the back that had this golden ticket, because it was like the secret revealed in this thing and you're not supposed to open it. Well, the publisher that he finally got, and he, you know, you hear these stories of people trying 26, 100, you know, publishers before they finally get one. That was the story in his book too. It took a lot of publishers. Finally, one said yes, and they didn't like his cover idea. They didn't want to let him put this ticket in the back. Like, it was just a plain Jane book, right? So now that he's rich and famous, he's republished the book the way he wants it done. Mm-hmm. So it actually has like a wraparound, and like, not that you have to have a book that's fancy, but it's just an example. He has this wraparound where like these gates open, and he has this ticket in the back in an envelope, which kills me because I'm the one who like wants to open the ticket before I actually finish the book. Like, I can't wait. I want to open the ticket. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But so he was able afterwards to create the book in the way that he wanted to. Where when he went with the publisher, he had to do with the confines of what they said in order to get them to publish a book, because it's kind of like, you do this or your book's not getting published. The last thing is that people think publishers are going to sell the book for them. Just like I thought, I throw my book on Amazon and Amazon's going to, you know, sell it for me. Yeah. No, these days, what they're looking at when you pitch them, they want to know how many followers you have. They want your social media stuff. They want to know how many books you think you're going to be able to sell, because when they run their first print of your book, you know, if they're going to run 10,000 copies, they want to know that 10,000 copies are going to sell. Mm-hmm. And if they don't think that's going to happen through you, then they're going to tell you no. They are relying on the author's community. So it doesn't actually get you as much as you think, except potentially the name of a big publishing house.
That is so crazy, because that's what I thought. I was like, oh, it's just find a publisher and they can do all the work for you.
Yeah, it's not the way it works.
Too bad.
Yeah, that's why self-publishing just, you know, it's so easy these days. There's no reason why we shouldn't do that. And I can, you know, the one book that I wrote, I think I wrote it in like 10 days, launched it the next month. I mean, it was out almost immediately. And I would have never been able to do that with a publisher.
Well, it was amazing.
Oh, what was that?
It said it was amazing when I was reading your bio. I was like, she wrote 6 best-selling books. Awesome. And you've been like all over. So you've done everything yourself, right?
Yeah, I have. You know, and the 7th one is actually coming out February 21st. So that's an anthology called Rising Above. So I did an anthology last summer. And then we've got this one. I'm also doing like a nonprofit one for Lyme disease because that's my backstory. So Lyme Disease Awareness Month is coming up in May. So there's another anthology that's in the works for that too.
That's awesome. It's really amazing. Let's see if I missed anything. Okay, so the entrepreneurs that are listening to this, when is the best time for them to write a book?
As soon as they're clear on their business mission and vision, they know exactly who they want to target. I shouldn't say exactly, that makes it sound like you have to be perfect, but that you know who your target audience is. I think as soon as you're clear on those things, then it's time to write a book. It automatically elevates your credibility. And I think it just grows confidence. There's something that like all of my writers have said that I can't put on a sales page, in that they're like, oh my gosh, writing this book with you just was so transformational for me as a person, helped me grow as a person and in my business. And the process of writing it got me so clear on what I really wanted out of my life, what I really wanted my business to do for the world, and the message that I really wanted to share, that what, you know, that impact that we want to have and leave when we're no longer here on earth. And that's really, it's hard to like put all that on a sales page. I can't say, hey, come write your book because you're going to get transformation. People are usually writing it because they want to get to bestseller and they see the following and they see, you know, the clients coming and stuff, but it's just such a great bonus. And I say a lot of times that, you know, the most impactful book that you'll read is the one that you write.
Amazing. That's so amazing. I never thought about that before, but I guess, you know, with anything, it is so transparent because you have to dig deep in like your soul.
Yeah, you are. You're really digging into these things about, you know, why you do what you do. And then you're sharing these really vulnerable stories. And when you get into that space of allowing yourself to be vulnerable with the world, I think that really just transforms you as a person.
It's funny you mentioned that. Marie Forleo had, I totally forgot her name, but apparently what she writes about is like extremely vulnerable topics. And one of the questions she gets a lot is how do you stay so vulnerable? And especially but like when, as it relates to like family, like anything family related, and you know, that like tiptoeing that line.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if do you have clients that are talking about that at all?
Yeah, they do. And actually one of my clients, she put a book together, and one of the stories had to do, like, it wasn't about her mom, but it had her mom in it. And her mom was like, oh no, you cannot put that out. So she actually had to change the story. So yeah, it happens, you know, some people are like, I don't really care, you know, and other people do ask their family members. The one thing though that I tell people is, if you're still in the process of getting through that story, it's probably not the appropriate story to put in the book. You need to wait until you're done with it so that you can look back at it in a positive light, rather than, you know, I'm going through it right now and this is happening and that's happening, and it just becomes this drama. And I think it becomes a little bit too emotional in a way. When you're past it and you can look back, I think it's easier to talk about. So that's one thing as well.
I had a business coach tell me the same thing. Last year I was going through some personal stuff and I wanted to start bringing it into it. Like my newsletters are very on my list. And she was like, wait until it's not a trigger for you anymore.
Right.
Yeah, so
I totally agree.
You know, sobbing while you're writing. Sounded like a total hot mess. That makes total sense. How do you get your clients to sell a lot of books? I think that's like the golden question.
Yeah, it is. It is the golden question. So I think that's kind of twofold. Part of it is that we think that we're going to make a lot of money selling books. You know, the average book sells about, I think it was, okay, I'm ruining the statistic because I should have looked it up before we got on here. I think it's 250 books maybe in their lifetime. So what we really do, I'm going to have to look that statistic up, but what we really want to do is make sure that we have marketing after the bestseller launch. One thing is selling enough books for the bestseller title, but then the next thing after that, like I said, you don't want to be that one-hit wonder. You want to keep having that marketing going on. And I know people like, oh gosh, Frank Kern, Shonda Sumter, like some of these bigger people, they're using, like Brendan Burchard still, they're using the same books that they were using years ago still to get clients. And that's what I help people do. We create marketing funnels with the book, whether it's free or paid, or portions of it are free, or whatever strategy we decide, to create a marketing strategy that's going to constantly have people buying their book every single week, so that those readers turn into clients, which is really the end goal, is turning those readers into clients. And a lot of times I'll say, I don't even care about Amazon at this point because they're not helpful. They're not going to promote my book. They're not going to give me the email addresses. So I'd rather take my book offline and market it my own way and not through Amazon. I don't honestly care about the sales after bestseller on Amazon.
Got it. So what's the difference between an online book and then an actual physical book? Do you help clients with both?
Yeah, so all my clients have both. They have the ebook that people can download on Kindle and whatever, or you can zap over through email if they buy it that way. And then they also have the print book. The print book is really good for, if you want to do the free plus shipping type of promo, like you've probably seen before. That's not my favorite one, but it's also good for like when you go on speaking gigs or things like that, to have at the back of the room. You can sign books and sell them, or with conference coordinators, it's an extra something they could put in a swag bag and buy a whole bunch from you. So it's always good to have both versions. These days through the internet, it's just so much easier to zap things over because people want stuff immediately.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people will buy the ebook and then they'll go and buy the print book afterwards, because when I poll people, they still like having a physical book in their hands, but it's nice to get the ebook immediately.
Somebody said that once. They're like, they're going to buy both anyway, so give them one for free, and it like makes more of an impression. Do you recommend something like that? Some version of that, I heard.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can do the free ebook thing, where you can do like I said, the free plus shipping, or you can do a paid version. Like, for example, my book Hit Publish, this one actually, when they buy it through me, they get the ebook version, but they get like a free course that comes with it. They get my other book for free as well, and then they get a training too. So when they buy it through me, they get like 40% off discount off of Amazon, plus they get all this other stuff. And I'd rather do it like that, make it super enticing, give them a whole bunch of value. The whole purpose being, and I'm very upfront with this on my sales letters, like, why am I giving you all this stuff? It's because I want to be top of mind for you. I want to be helpful for you now, so that when you're ready to write that book, you think of me. When you're ready to join Easy Writer, my Easy Writer program, or get one-on-one coaching for me, that I'm going to be the person that sticks out, that you didn't just get a book from, you got a whole bunch of other things. So that's the way I like to promote things. Although there are other books that I have that plain, it's just the book they get.
That's awesome. Fascinating. I'm not seeing any questions, but did you? Yeah, I'm not seeing any questions. How can everyone get in touch with you if they do have any questions later on, or if they can maybe get a copy of that?
Okay, so I did. That's not the copy that the link I gave you before. Let me type this in.
So what was the link? What was that free gift?
So the first link that I gave you was for a free PDF that I have. It's a template for the structure of putting your book together and coming up with that topic. So that one was how to get the book out of your head. So that was the first one that I gave you. And then the second one is the one about Hit Publish, that you get the ebook and the course and everything for like $5.87. If you want the audio book that goes with it, then it's $7 more.
All right, sorry, I'm just having you give everything away. All right, so the second one you put was the Hit Publish?
Yes. So that one's all about the 3 phases of book writing that we kind of touched upon all of them today. But if you want a book that gets you more clients, more money, and more impact, these are the 3 phases that you have to make sure that you don't miss. Because what happens is I think a lot of us figure, oh, I should be able to write. I took English class, I should be able to write. But English class never prepared us for writing a business book. There's so many things that school didn't prepare us for, right?
I'm going to start on that. One of the days I'm writing an email to somebody. I am so pissed when I think about that. I'm with finances and self-development and self-love. Where the hell's the self-love courses?
Yeah, I know, exactly.
How to balance a checkbook courses.
Yes.
Where are those?
I know. I actually just put out a post about that because I was thinking about that yesterday, and all these people were saying exactly the same things you were. How to run a household, budgeting, finance, all these things that they didn't teach.
Relationship. How about that?
Yeah, relationships and raising kids and how to communicate better. Some people were from the business side saying, sales and marketing, even if people go and get a business degree, they're not always told everything. And like for me, my certification as a master herbalist, they just taught me what I needed to know to be a master herbalist. They didn't teach me how to put a system together to get clients for my business. All they did was give me the certification that I have enough knowledge to share herbs with people, just like, my law of attraction stuff. I have enough knowledge to share that, but none of those things actually shared how to market things. So that's why actually, topic,
how to market everything.
yeah. And actually this year, this month, I started a new program called Real Deal Insider, which is a membership program. So sorry to be off topic now, but since we're talking about marketing, that is actually for people who want to learn how to market better, because I'm like this funnel nerd, total geek. And because I write so much, and writing is like, it all started with story for me and marketing before I got into books. And now it kind of came full circle that, I love writing ads, and I love writing sales pages and emails and doing the whole funnel drip sequence and things like that. It's so funny because people are like, I don't want to write my emails. I'm like, what do you mean? They're so much fun. So anyways, I put this whole thing together, and it's been really fun. We started January 1st, so it's called Real Deal Insider.
Awesome. And you have a group as well, right?
I do.
People want to get, like, how would everyone, if someone's like listening to this and they're like, I need to do this today, what would be the best way to contact you?
Yeah, so my group is called Real Deal Entrepreneurs. And if you type that in, you should be able to find me. Or if you type in my name, Vickie, I-E.
Hold on.
Then you can find my Facebook page as well. And those all should link together with the group as well.
And that. What's your last name? Gould. I spell your last name Gould.
Yeah, I can type it in actually.
It's actually on your thing. We're good. Okay, cool. Awesome. I think everyone has every form of contact possible since I've minus your email, minus your mailing address. People can find you.
I was just joking with my client. Most of my clients are around the world, but I happen to have one that lives just 30 minutes from me. And we're going to an event on Sunday that I'm speaking at. And I'm like, hey, why don't you just drive down to my house and we'll just drive together? And ironically, we decided we're going to do, oh my gosh, and I can't believe I agreed to this. We're going to do car karaoke on the way down and live stream it.
You videotape that and post it on my page while you're doing that?
We're going to do it live. We are going to do it live. And I had said to her, we should live stream something since we're together, right? But I also did tell her, don't tell anybody where my house is because I don't want to get egged or anything. And she's just laughing. But I said, we should live stream. She comes back with, we're going to car karaoke. And I'm going, okay.
So funny. I don't think I can car karaoke. Actually, maybe I do in the privacy of my own car.
Sure, yeah, the privacy of your own car, in the shower when nobody else is at home. But on Sunday, around 1:15, we are going to be car karaoke.
Hear that, everyone? Too funny. Well, have fun. Isn't it so cool though? Having clients from around the world. It was I'm starting to network a little bit more in my community, and it's definitely a switch because I'm so used to everyone being in different continents.
Oh, I know, me too. So I was talking to somebody the other day. I thought she was in the U.S. and I clicked her name, and she's in the UK. It just, I think with as easy it is to Skype or whatever, you just figure everybody's close to you. It is nice to have people close by, though, in a sense, you know, have a community.
The other way around. I mean, everyone being so far that I'm like, oh, wait, you're 30 minutes from my house? Like, that's strange. Other people live here. But yeah. So thank you so much for coming on today. This was like mind-blowing, amazing information.
Awesome. I had fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add before we?
Well, do you want to mention that you're going to get interviewed by me?
I am. And I actually, you know what I wanted to mention was, I don't even know when that is. Are we doing the 6th?
Yes, we're doing the 6th. So I have Tea Time Tuesday on my page, which I can actually put in. We'll put another link in the comments. I do Tea Time Tuesdays at 11 every Tuesday on my Facebook page. So that's when we're going to be doing this.
Explain what that is really quick. Because if people are going to join your group to learn more about books, what is Tea Time Tuesday?
It's just a fun time. So I have different people on. A lot of the people that I've had on in the past were former authors of mine that are just, you know, sharing what they do and things like that. And this year I decided that I wanted to expand it, not just to the people who had been authors, but, you know, other people in different industries that I think would really benefit the people who follow me. So I think what you do complements what I do because, gosh, everybody needs confidence coaching and better body image and to learn how to eat right and fitness stuff. I mean, like, who doesn't need that, right?
Yeah, no, it is really cool. It's so cool how we're so, like, our community is just amazing. And I have so many both corporate, like business women and entrepreneurial women and there's so many corporate women and business women that are looking to possibly jump ship and join us as entrepreneurs and make that huge leap. So I think just really educating women. I'm just so about like women empowerment right now in general and like really educating women on what is possible and really opening everyone's eyes to like what you can do out there. The whole 9 to 5 thing, like, there's just such a big world of possibility. Even for me, like it's just so much bigger than what we are trained and taught and really just opening everyone's eyes up. And that's why I kind of want to have different people come on here. And
yeah, I agree because growing up, you know, it was always, okay, so because I'm Asian, it was like you're supposed to be a doctor or some big corporate person or a lawyer or something like that, you know. And it was always, do really well in school, go to a really great college, and then climb the corporate ladder, you know, buy a house, have a family, you're going to be happy. And I did all that. And I was pretty successful, you know, by the time I was 26, you know, and I'm thinking, is this really it? And then I had my daughter, of course. And then the corporate thing was like, man, it's not working for me so much. You know, we get such little time here in the US when women have children. I went back to work after, I don't remember if it was 6 weeks or 8 weeks after I had her. And then she just immediately just kept getting sick. I would put her in daycare, go to work, she'd get sick. And then as soon as she was better, I, you know, put her in daycare and she'd get sick again. And I was doing this rotation. And then of course I was staying up with her all night. I was getting no sleep, you know, here, new mom. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I cannot do this anymore. So then I changed to like, I became a stockbroker thinking that a commission job where I could do, no, you're still clocking in with somebody. Somebody is still on your butt about whatever it is. And I'm like, okay, this isn't it either. And it took a lot of those things. And then eventually my getting ill that made me realize what I really wanted was not available in that corporate realm. It never was. I always had these side gigs going on anyway.
And I think that's so important. So important. I mean, I kind of went in a different, I was like super rebellious and wanted nothing to, I didn't go to college. Like I was supposed to go to like, you know, get my bachelor's, get my master's, and I didn't do any of that. I went to like culinary school. I was like totally different route. But it does come all full circle. And I think the beautiful thing about it is regardless of what path you end up taking, like you're searching for yourself and what you're meant to do, you will find it eventually. You'll come back around, which is like really awesome. And
yeah, I think so too. I see that with my daughter. She's graduating this year from college. And she thinks this, you know, she had this idea that the job in the cubicle was what made her an adult. you know, and all her life I'm just like, she is not cut from this cloth. But I know she has to take her own path and figure it out. It's not going to take her long to realize that that's not really what she wants. But she has to figure that out on her own.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, I cannot wait to be in your group and talk about more of what I do on the 6th. I know that's at 10 a.m. In the
11 a.m.
11 a.m. In the meantime, everyone check out the links I posted below. Definitely join her group because she's always posting like really awesome stuff every day. You're like so on the money with all that great stuff. And also there's a bunch of downloads. Definitely take advantage of them because I just picked Vickie's brain and have her give like all of her stuff away for free. So go take advantage of it. And thank you so much for joining and coming on live.
I could talk all day.
I know. This was great. It's so nice finally catching up with you again. Last time I saw you was in Paris drinking.
I know. I want to go back.
Oh my God, you and me both. I was reading this book earlier this morning, and she's talking about being in Capri and eating gelato, and I was like, oh, I miss Italy. I need to take a vacation. But anyway, more on that another time.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, thank you so much and have an amazing, amazing day.
You too. Talk to you later. Bye.